Hey, welcome inside this episode of Zippy's Garage. Thanks for pushing that play button. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jeff Zippity-Doo-Dah, and I'm a longtime Corvette owner, and I am a sales associate, Corvette sales associate down here at Ciocca Corvette in Atlantic City, New Jersey. In today's episode, I thought we'd have a little bit of fun. The title is Spoiler Alert. So with that being said, the subject matter in today's video is going to be all about the different spoilers and aero that's available across the Stingray, the Z06, and the E-Ray. There's a lot of different spoilers and front splitters and things of that nature from the factory that are out there. So this video is going to kind of pull all that together for you. So without any further ado, let's go check out some spoilers. We've covered this in the past. If you follow my Instagram, I posted this the first week that the 2025s arrived. But these are the Z51 spoilers for 2024 and 2025. And these two happen to be painted carbon flash up against a torch red Corvette. So you can see the Z51 for the outgoing 2024 has a little bit of a gap here. And again, same mounting locations, two drills holes here, a hole here, one hole here, and then two holes drilled here on the outboard. We swing over to the 2025, and this is a shorter version, less vertical height than the traditional high wing spoiler. And again, these are done in carbon flash. They're also available in body color. I'll capture a body color version here shortly. But again, same mounting locations, two holes here on the outboard, one drilled hole here, another drilled hole here, and two holes over here. So again, this can be done in body color now as well. Now we'll focus in on the low profile spoiler. This is option code TVS. When you order a new Corvette, or if you see it on the window sticker, TVS refers to this low profile spoiler. You can see what the profile looks like. That's why it's referred to as low profile. Spin back around, but again, it is also a drilled spoiler. Two holes here, one hole over here, same locations as all the other spoilers, but this is a body colored version. We're going to spin over here to show you a carbon flash painted version. Same low profile spoiler, just different colors. Again, same mounting locations again, but again, just trying to capture the different versions of the spoilers. Here are two more Z51 spoilers. These are the 2024 versions, but most of the previous spoilers we've captured have been carbon flash metallic. This happens to be a body colored version done in Arctic white. You can see the spoiler and the body colored are the same. And what that also then means is your mirror caps. This portion here is going to be body colored. This arm and undercarriage here is always going to be carbon flash, but the top generally will match the rear spoiler. There are a couple instances where it won't, but for the most part, if you order this in carbon flash, that then makes the rear spoiler carbon flash. If you don't choose the carbon flash mirror caps, that makes the rear spoiler body color. I'm going to spin back around. Here's another version of the body colored spoiler, Z51 for 2024. This happens to be the Seawolf Gray. And again, Seawolf Gray mirror cap, and also the body colored Z51 spoiler. And for contrast, again, most of the ones we've captured have been carbon flash metallic. Here's an outgoing hypersonic gray car with the carbon flash metallic on the spoiler. And then that in turn, you see the mirrors. The mirrors dictate what that rear spoiler color will be. If you opt for mirrors done in carbon flash, that will then change the color of the rear spoiler. Do you have any preference? What do you guys like? Do you like the carbon flash or do you like the body color? Here's a pair of 2025 Z51 cars. And as I'd mentioned previously, the Z51 spoiler for 2025 is available in body color. And that goes across all of the available colors for 2025. You can get this new Z51 spoiler to match the body color of the car. This one happens to be red mist metallic, and parked next to it, we have a carbon flash metallic up against the Riptide blue. So again, what's your preference? Do you like the carbon flash painted, or do you like the body color version? So again, there's no wrong answer. Again, very subjective, and some colors, in my opinion, look better in body color. Others look better with the carbon flash. Like this particular car has the body color accent. So you got the red mist vents across the car, the side intake blades are red mist, and the roof on this convertible is all red mist. So it really looks nice with this red mist spoiler. Conversely, this car has carbon flash accents, which comes standard. You've got the carbon flash vents in the back, over the engine, then the spoiler, and then you've got the nacelles, the roof, the windshield surround, as well as your mirror caps in carbon flash on the Riptide car. Here's two more Corvettes for our spoiler alert that I want to focus in on. First, we're going to start with this 2025 competition yellow tint coat convertible. Now, what is unique about this car, guys? Mention it down below in the comment section. This is a 2025 color. This is the new yellow. So as we covered earlier, it does have that elongated front lower splitter on the car for 2025. But what else is unique about this car being a 2025? Yes, it's the new yellow, but look at the spoiler. This happens to be a 2024 carbon flash painted spoiler on a 2025 model year Corvette. So these are some of the things, like I said, we are able to do here at Ciocca Corvette, kind of make this car and make the car unique to yourself. This particular was a custom ordered car, yellow with the red dipped interior, Z51, but the customer was not a fan of the new 2025 Z51 spoiler, so our sales staff installed the 2024 Z51 spoiler to the car. And salesman and customer were okay with it, so I'm going to open it up just to show you what that red dipped looks like up against this competition yellow paint. It's a nice commitment to red. Think back to the C2 days where they did all red interiors. This kind of harkens back to those days. And what's also unique about this car is it just has the carbon flash nacelles, which is personally my favorite on the Corvette, because then you still have the body colored roof, and then your frame around the windshield also remains body color. That's the setup that I like for the convertible. So we've got this one all locked up. This is getting ready to be delivered. Transport will be here for this car next week. Next, I want to focus in on this torch red Corvette. It's a 2LT coupe. This car is actually headed out today back down to Georgia. Customer drove up here with his trailer and is going to be trailering this car back to Georgia. But he bought this out of our inventory, and what was unique about this car, it had no spoiler on the car. So this was a slick back, kind of no spoiler on the car at all. But again, through what we have here at Ciocca, through our accessory catalog, he added the painted high wing spoiler on this car. Torch red spoiler on the torch red paint, and this spoiler is drilled for the install. So we went ahead and mounted this in the OEM locations. There's two drilled holes here, a hole here, a hole here, and two holes here. So I really like the body colored high wing, the torch red against the torch red. Really clean setup. What do you think? Again, if we've got something in stock here at Ciocca that may not have the right spoiler on it for your liking, talk to the sales team here and we can probably make it happen for you. So this one does not have the front splitter because it is a non-Z51 car, but they wanted the styling of that high wing on the car. Pretty cool setup. What do you think? Here is yet another in-stock Corvette that a customer called from far away. We're in New Jersey. This customer is from Mississippi, and this is a 2025 1LT coupe. The only option on this car is the carbon flash wheel. So this customer loves the high wing spoiler. So he asked us to install General Motors high wing spoiler. So that's what we did to this particular car before this car gets delivered. So this is yet another one of the spoilers offered by General Motors we did capture that torch red car with the torch red painted spoiler. This one happens to be painted carbon flash. So again, nice setup on this particular white car, lots of nice carbon flash on it, and this is the traditional high wing spoiler. Give me a second and we're gonna get a tape measure here, and I'll show you what the difference is between the height of this one as well as the difference on the height of the new 2025 Z51 wing. So hang loose, let me get the tape measure out, and we'll get this high wing spoiler measured for you. So as promised, we're gonna do a little measurement on the high wing that's installed on this 1LT coupe. A little bit of safety first. We got a microfiber towel down to protect the paint. Tape measure does have a little piece of metal on the end, so we want to be safety first. But we're going to lay tape measure down, and the front side is roughly at 5 inches in height coming off of the front side of this spoiler. Now, if you were to look, it's almost flat. There is not much of an angle to this, but maybe another 1/4 inch or so as far as what's at the back. So the back side of this, it's tough to get a true measurement, but it's probably going to be in the neighborhood, yeah, call it maybe 5.5 from the top of the spoiler. I'm not touching it with the metal, down to the bottom of where the car is. So roughly maybe 5.5 inches as far as a slope from the back side to the front side of the GM high wing. So let's go check out and do the measurement on the new 2025 Z51 wing. So as promised, from a size comparison, here is a 2025 Z51 wing. This is the new wing when you order a Z51 on a 2025. We just measured what the traditional high wing measurement is. Let's take a look at what the measurement is on this car. And this one has a little bit more slope to it. It's kind of hard to picture, but it's a downward slope as opposed to more of a flat ironing board type of top. So, and a little bit more concave in here as well. So this one's going to have 2 different measurements. So let's lay the tape measure here. And right now, that tape measure is coming in roughly at 3 inches on the front side as the downward angle. But then as you come back here, the back side of the spoiler is roughly at about 4 inches. Yeah, call that 4 inches. So you've got 1 inch of angle from the front side. Here is roughly 3 inches off the back of the car, and back here is roughly 4 inches off the car. So you get a nice little angle as far as this new Z51 spoiler. But that kind of talks about the differences in height of the new Z51 spoiler compared to the high wing spoiler, which is still available from General Motors. You can still get that high wing spoiler. Comes in carbon flash. I believe it also comes in Arctic white as well as torch red. So speaking of some of the subtle differences between a 2024 rear wing and a 2025 rear wing with regards to the Z51, my buddy Rick Conti from Conklin Chevrolet and his YouTube page broke this story, because this was not mentioned at the bash, and then Keith Cornett from Corvette Blogger ran with the story as well. The front splitter here on the 2024 versus 2025 is different. So the 2025 has a little bit more of a reveal compared to a 2024. So this car here is a 24 Z51. Let's lay the tape measure here, and you're going to see this thing sticks out roughly 2 inches, okay, is the depth coming off of the front of the car on a 2024 Z51. So let's go measure a 2025 front splitter to show you what the differences are. So this is a 25. Lay the tape measure in the same spot, and you can see this one now has roughly a 3-inch reveal coming off of the nose of the car. So again, one of the subtle differences that really was not mentioned at the NCM bash when the 2025 car was unveiled. So next up for the spoiler alert video, we're going to move over to the Z06s. So we have a few Z06s here in the showroom. Just want to show you, I do have one outside that I need to get to, but we'll start with the Z07 spoiler. So you've got 2 different options when it comes to the Z07 spoiler. So the Z07 package includes all of this front aero. Let me back up. The Z07, in order to get the Z07, one of the options that you must take is aero. So you've got the air, this is the painted aero here up front, as well as what's on the side skirt. And then the aero also includes the large wing on the back, and it's a 2-post wing. You can see those 2 locations here. It's available as painted carbon flash. Now it's still carbon fiber, but it's painted carbon flash. Then the second option is visible carbon fiber. So where you see the carbon fiber weave. That's a car that I have outside, and I'll capture that here shortly. But this particular Z06 with the Z07 has the painted carbon flash aero. Now you can get the aero and the carbon ceramic brakes independent of the Z07. And what that does is give you the non-Z07 suspension and does not get you the Cup 2R tires. This is a true Z07 because you can see the Pilot Sport Cup 2R tires on this particular car. Here is another Z07, still has the painted aero on the car, same wing that's on the back. So this is the Z06/Z07 2-post spoiler. What makes this unique is this is actually bolted down to the frame. So trying to put one of these on a car that has the traditional spoiler is a little bit tricky for a couple of reasons. One, this standard spoiler that comes on the car, unlike the Stingray spoiler, this has multiple locations where it is drilled through the rear bumper. I think it's almost up to 10 or 12 holes that are drilled along this rear fascia here to install this spoiler from the factory. So this spoiler can be done a couple different ways. You've got it here in body color. You can see it in red mist. And then you have these deflectors here on the rear that are painted in carbon flash. So you can also get it painted in carbon flash. You can see here, same spoiler, just a different color. But then also, it's the same exact spoiler other than color, but this reveal here is flush. You can see how this piece here is flush with the spoiler, and this piece is lifted. Refer to it as a wicker or the taller wicker. And then they also sell a center section here. But this red part here is the same as this black part over here. The only thing that's different are these wickers. So the car comes delivered from the factory with these lower or flush mounted wickers on the car. Then in the car, you'll see these particular parts. When you install this part, let me put it over here, put it over here, it is now lower. You can see the difference in height. This is the lower wicker that comes shipped with the car. Normally when we do our PDIs, we install the taller wicker on the Z06, just because it gives it more aggressive look. Which do you prefer, the taller wicker bill or the smaller flush mounted wicker that you see here on the black car? So again, just gonna go run down the line here of Z06s. You can see they all have that taller wicker installed on the rear spoiler. All right, let me go outside and we'll grab some photos and video of the visible carbon fiber Z07 wing. So just as another example of what I was talking about earlier inside on the Z06s with the wings, this Z06 just arrived. It has not been PDI'd. Believe it or not, they don't put the center caps on in Bowling Green. So that's something that's done here at the dealership as part of the PDI, pre-delivery inspection. And the cars ship with that lower revealed wicker on the car. So you can see here, this is a Z06 direct from Bowling Green. This is the flush wicker. Inside the car will be that taller wicker that we install as part of the PDI process. So that red mist Z06 will go through PDI. And as I spin back around, here is a red mist E-Ray that has yet to go through PDI. Center caps are not on the car. And same thing, it's got the lower reveal of the wicker on the back. So once these cars get through the PDI process, they'll have that taller wicker on the car. Here's another Z06 red mist. This one happens to be PDIs completed, so it does have that taller wicker. Mentioned about the visible carbon fiber, gonna work our way over to that car. Here's a competition yellow, new 2025 convertible. Another Z06 So this is the painted Aero, and it is a Z07. It's got the Cup 2R tires on that particular Z06/Z07. So these are just some of the Stingrays that we've got available. But I know one of the painted Aero cars, I think we have two of them here. So this one has the painted Aero as well as the exposed carbon fiber wheel. So you can see the exposed carbon fiber on the front splitter. These, goodness gracious, I'm at a loss as to what we're calling those, the side pieces. Correct me, guys, let me know. But carbon ceramic brakes, and this is not the Cup 2R tire. So this is what I was explaining earlier. This is kind of a Z07 clone. It's an available unit, Rapid Blue Coupe, high dollar car because of the visible carbon fiber wheel, visible carbon Aero, and the ceramic brakes. That's a few $1,000s worth of options right there already. So here is the visible carbon wing on this particular Z07 clone. So now that's what the exposed carbon fiber looks like with that visible Aero. And then spin back around, here is a true Z07, same thing, visible carbon fiber wheel, but it has the Cup 2R tires, and the carbon fiber in the Aero kit on this car is the visible carbon fiber. Again, this is another available car if you're interested. Not sure when the video is going to go up, but reach out to me if you're interested in this particular 2024 Hypersonic Gray Z07 car. So this one's a special treat. This is only the second one I've ever seen. This kind of is a unicorn, or I don't want to call it a holy grail, but a very difficult spoiler to find. In fact, I don't even know if it's available any longer for 2025 since it's no longer on the Corvette configurator. But what this is the Stingray 2-stanchion visible carbon fiber spoiler. So this customer bought one of our last in-stock ceramic matrix cars that happened to have the low profile wing on it and wanted to upgrade to the 2-stanchion visible carbon. So we went ahead and added this spoiler to the car. Now there's going to be some additional body work done to the car, because you can see here these are the holes where the previous spoiler was installed. Now the 2-stanchion uses this hole and this hole that would have been there from the previous spoiler. But we're going to get these holes filled up and painted and so forth so that that will disappear. But this is visible carbon fiber. You can see that carbon fiber weave throughout. It's slightly lower than, say, the new Z51 wing as far as comparison goes. It's not inexpensive. It's close to $7,000 for this part, if you can still get it. We tend to try and keep stuff like this in stock. In fact, I know we have another one in stock currently here at the dealership, and I'll put the part number here below. You can try and find one if it is something that you're interested in. But from a styling setup, I like it. Like I said, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not an inexpensive spoiler. With no stanchion out here to hold this end up, there is a little bit of movement to it, but not a ton. It's carbon fiber, so it's going to be lightweight and flexible. Now, from a rise standpoint, let's see what kind of rise we have on this car. Lay some microfiber down. Set up. Come on, come on, come on. Set up my tape measure. Sorry, it got caught. But you can see roughly, yeah, we're going to call that 2 inches off the front side of it. And then the back looks to come up roughly, I'm going to call it 3.5 inches as far as what that angle looks like. So about 1.5 inches rise here vertically on the visible carbon fiber Stingray 2-stanchion spoiler. Let me know in the comments section below, what do you think of this particular spoiler? Very, very hard to find. So folks, let me know what you think of this particular video. I had a lot of fun shooting it. It took a little bit of time to do so because trying to capture all these different spoilers. And in fact, I'm over here in the middle showroom where we do all of our Expel and PPF installs. You can see we're kind of loading up again. There's that carbon fiber 2-stanchion Stingray spoiler, the Z51 spoiler for 2024, a couple of Z06s in here as well. Then we've got a Porsche 911 GTS that recently sold, manual transmission car, pretty cool car. But then over here, again, just to get it on camera, here's a Stingray with the traditional high wing, new competition yellow with the black or carbon flash painted high wing. And by contrast, here's another yellow Z07 high wing, invisible carbon fiber. So like I said, stuff is always coming through here as far as the different setups and spoilers. This particular car, comp yellow, body colored accents, a lot of yellow, body colored roof, chrome badging, visible carbon wheel, red caliper, and a red dipped interior. Pretty wild setup on this Z06. But let me know in the comment section, what did you guys think of this video? I had a lot of fun shooting it. It takes some time to build this content because it's not every day you have all these particular spoilers. For example, that 2-stanchion Stingray spoiler, it's only the second one I've ever seen. Built one for a customer previously, and then that was one of Brandon Newberger's customers that added all of that carbon fiber to that particular car. And that's pretty cool. We can do that to an in-stock car. We can add all kinds of accessories to it. And if you like this type of video where it goes over some of the different features of the Corvette, I'll put a link in the description here. I covered all 3 of the dipped interiors. This was last year before I believe Artemis may have been in that video. Artemis is still a valid interior, but not a lot of people are ordering it. In fact, I haven't seen one yet for 2025 because since Cacti went away, that was the interior that was inside of the Cacti most of the time. But Artemis would still play well with, you know, Seawolf Gray, even red, black. I don't know. What color would you put the Artemis interior with? But in my video, I also cover the natural dipped interior, the red dipped interior, the 2-tone twilight intention blue interior as well. So it's a video that goes over all the different dipped interiors. Pretty cool video. But let me know in the comments section below what you thought of this video. Hopefully it was informative, brought some fun content for you, and I'm going to continue to bring stuff like this to you. So with all that being said, thanks for watching this episode of Zippy's Garage, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.